Hey there, y'all. This is Hades, and today we are discussing Rings of Power, Season 2, Episode 6. Where is he? This stupidity never ends. Holy cow. Alright, let's just dive right into the review, shall we? Let's just do it because holy freak, guys. Again, this is. To y'all that haven't seen it and you're just checking out this video, welcome. Don't watch this. It's terrible. And those of you that have seen it and you're here to check out my suffering, hopefully I'm able to entertain. All right, okay, let's just dive right into it, shall we? All right, the first thing we see is Black Elf just running through a forest. It seems like he's a man on a mission. Not sure why he's just running around, but it's obviously because of the orcs, right? But it's like, well, if he's just scouting the area, why is he just running like something's up, Because at first I thought this was gonna be like we would see Elrond just bolting against somewhere else because we saw him in the last episode talking with a Gilgalad. But no, this is just Black Elf just running through the forest, and we get some orcs walking as one of them says, "I don't care what they're calling us. I don't like," and then he say, "I don't want to die," and become a ghost of Adar's war or something like that. So presumably he's gonna go back to his family because this orc doesn't want to fight in this fight whatsoever. Of course, orcs have families and they care about them in the series. And they want us to feel bad for them, even though we see how terrible they are and how much they brutalized elves and men. I don't care about orcs in the series in the least. And then Black Elf comes in and kills them all. No trouble whatsoever. And he incorporates his freaking what was it, jujutsu? I don't freaking care. Into it, and it's stupid. And then he goes into an orc. Okay, these orcs don't care about this fight, right? They don't care. They just want to stay out of this whole fight, right? So why does one of the orcs has a map of where they're going to invade with him still? You think an orc would just toss it and be like, yeah, I'm going back home. But no, Black Elf finds a freaking map that shows, it has like, it's a map and it shows where they're at and it has an arrow pointing at freaking where Sauron's location is at El Region with circles around it. And now I know what's gonna happen. Black Elf is gonna go back to where the other people are and say, "Hey, this place is being attacked. We gotta go help them out." And they're probably gonna go help them out. Most likely help them out because we don't see them for the rest of this episode. So yeah, then we cut to Region, and Grandma Brimbor is trying to make rings, but he can't for whatever reason. I don't know why. Though your first question might be like, well, maybe Sauron's messing with them. That can't be it whatsoever because Sauron wants Grandma Brimbor to make these rings as fast as possible. So why is Grandma Brimbor unable to do it? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Tension. That's why. And he's mad. He's like, all right, we gotta make more rings. And then the female elf, the one that's the one that Sauron says, you look like Galadriel. Oh, I don't know what to call her because they say her name in here. I forgot it. Grandma Brimbor forgot it, and that's his student. So I don't know what to call her. I don't know what to call her. I'll think of something anyways. Yeah. And he asked her, what's your name? And she says, do you not remember my name? And Grandma Brimbor's like, of course I remember your name. And then Sauron comes in. He's like, everyone, take a breather. And then as soon as everyone leaves, Grandma Brimbor remembers her name. And Sauron's like, hey, dude, you probably need to take a rest, man. You've been working so hard. And Grandma Brimbor's like, yeah, I know, but, this has to be done, because, what he's done, he's being a traitor to his own king and to his own kind. So he has to make these, to right the wrongs of the Dwarven rings that are evil for whatever reason. And yeah, and Sauron's like, all right, get some rest. And he goes out and we see him come out of the doors. And he's like, to the people, like all 12 people like that inhabit the city. He's like, everyone calm down. I'm in charge of this area. So y'all calm down. Don't worry. I got this covered. And then an elf soldier comes. He's like, hey, Sauron, come over here. We got something to show you. Like, all right, what is it? And they find as female elf is talking to Sauron. She's saying, like, all right, we've had, our doors have been shut because no one's really been coming in, in for trading and stuff. And then they go up to a dead elf with carvings in his chest. And Sauron's like, oh, okay, that's bad. All right, Don't tell no one about this. Bury the body. As the elf is just on the ground where anyone could see it. And probably saw it as they're delivering the body to Sauron or Grombimbor for Sauron to see. And then female elf says, "What does the markings on it say?" And Sauron's like, "Where is he?" I think that's what he says. Where is he? I don't care to rewatch it to see what it says. And then she's worried about what's going on. Is Grombimbor, really that bad that he can't remember her name? And Sauron's like, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. And she's like, oh, okay, because she really likes him. And then Sauron stares out at the walls and he looks down and you see a bunch of, not clouds, but smoke in the distance of the forest where the orcs are getting ready for war. And no elf sees this whatsoever. Only Sauron notices this. Remember that. Then we cut to Adar and Galadriel at a table eating. Well, he's eating. She's chained down, so obviously she can't eat. I don't know why the food's towards her direction, And he's essentially like, yeah, we got to team up. And she's like, nah, I don't want to. He's like, okay, how about I show you some? A long time ago, me and the orcs killed, I'm so sorry, Sauron. And she's like, how? Like, clearly not, because he's alive. He's like, yeah, but we did manage to wound him for so long. Then he shows her Morgoth's helmet. And she's like, what? That's not Morgoth's helmet. That can't be Morgoth's helmet, because wasn't Morgoth, 30 to 40 feet tall? And Adar's like, nah, man, don't worry about it. We resized it for Sauron. Sure, whatever. And then Adar's like, don't worry, man. We'll talk more later. And enjoy yourself some food, unless she's tied down to the chair. Don't worry about it. Then we cut to Numenor. And then we cut to Elder Tar talking to Elendil, saying, all right, you're guilty of killing that or starting the fight in the previous episode. So, how about you we set you free? And all the people in the audience are like, no. And Tar's like, hold on, set him free if you guys pick. And then they bring out a murderer, and Elendil standing next to the murderer, and Elder Tar's like, all right, the murderer here will you audience pick. Will free either Elendil or the murderer. The murderer killed a lot of people, but you guys have the choice. So who are we gonna free? The murderer, and the whole audience starts cheering. And then he says Elendil, and no one really cheers, not even his own daughter. And he's like, oh, okay, let the murderer out. All right. Elendil's sentenced to death. And then yeah. And then Elendil's like, yeah, you're never gonna be my king and all that jazz. I'm joking. That part was a joke, but obviously Tar does say it's just showing how stupid these people are in the series. And then Tar's like, all right, so oh my, I'm sorry. I'm just tired of this series. Not even that late, and I'm tired of it. Okay, then Tar's like, okay, all right, and Elendil, renounce, your allegiances and everything, and acknowledge me as king, and we'll set you free. And Elendil's like, nah, I'm fine. And he's like, oh, okay, then well, you're sentenced to death. And then Tar's right hand man's like, how about we give him one of the faithful's deaths, by trial by sea beast. Yeah. Then we cut to man, not Gandalf and Bombadil. As non Gandalf says Nori, and Tom trying to be funny. He's like, snoring. Who's snoring? Get it? Because they sound alike. Anyway, and then Gandalf's like, well, I gotta help my friends. And Tom's like, hold on, come follow me real quick. We're gonna get you a stick. And then we cut to freaking not Frodo and Fat female Sam. And female Frodo's talking to Black Hobbit lady as female Frodo's like, why don't you guys leave? And she says, well, my mama built this home. And with my daddy, I don't know. They never say something from Zoom. He walks out. Where'd it go, Amazon? And she's like, well, we live here and we're gonna die here. And female Frodo's like, I get it. Even though, we move around, you guys stay. I like that idea. So yeah, Black Hobbit lady is gonna be an inspiration for female Frodo to find the Shire. Yay. We cut to a scene where it's supposed to be like some kind of like romance scene between retard and fat female Sam. It's disgusting. I don't care to remember. Let's move on. Then we cut to uh, not Gandalf and Tom Bombadil, and we see he takes him to a hill. There's like a bunch of dead trees, and not Gandalf like, how in the world am I gonna find out which one's my staff? And Tom Bombadil's like, well, that's for you to find out. And then not Gandalf's like, well, I gotta go find my friends first. I could take this test later, right? I could go find my friends, and then when I find them, I'll come back and find my staff. And Tom Bombadil's like, nope, that's not how it works. You either do it now or you're done. And uh, not Gandalf's like, wait, what? What are you talking about? And then Tom Bombadil's like, well, some good people die and some bad people live. This is essentially one of those situations. And I'm thinking, dang, that's messed up. Like, really messed up, you know? You can at least, I get what he's trying to say. I get what the writers are trying to say with him. There's like, sometimes bad people do live in real life. Sometimes good people die in real life, and you got to do what you can regardless of some good people will die, whatever it takes, for you to become better, to be able to help, more people in the future to stop the bad. I get it. It's done really bad here because he's just like like straight up says it. And as a matter of fact, for Gandalf doesn't even really try to fight back on it. All he really says is like, but. And also Tom Bombadil knows that Sauron's on the rise and that there's an evil wizard in the west, or sorry, in the east. He knows that. But I don't know how he knows about Sauron. I mean, I guess word spreads fast. That's Sauron came back. Whatever. The stars told him. And then not Gandalf's like he's thinking about it. He looks back at Tom Bombadil. Tom Bombadil's gone. So yeah, that's that. Oh my! Then we cut to Khazad-dûm, where Durin Jr. and Durin Elder are talking because Sauron came to talk to them. Sauron's like, all right, I came back for more Mithril. You guys haven't been delivering on your Mithril, so what's up with that? And King Durin's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. And then Sauron's like, okay, also, there's a war coming, and we're going to need more Mithril because the armies are just marching out, and we're going to need help, and we'll give you, whatever you want. And he's even said something even more precious. And Durin's like, Senior's like, and Junior's like, no, Dad, no, Dad. And Durin Junior says, nah, I'll be fine. And Sauron's like, wait, what? And he looks over at the fire, and you see the Balrog, and I bet you anything, the Balrog's the one that snuck Sauron some Mithril. I bet you Sauron or the freaking Balrog got some Mithril and gave it to Sauron. Now, why would he do that? I don't freaking know. And we're never probably going to learn how Sauron got it. But I do think the Balrog gave it to him because we see a picture of the Balrog when Durin Senior tells him no. And then Sauron's like, all right, fine, but we'll talk some more later. He leaves to get the good stuff from the Balrog. And Durin Jr.'s like, I'm proud of you, Dad. And Durin Senior's like, I know, son, because we got a good thing going on here. We're going to milk it for all it's worth. Because when war happens, when the army with the most Mithril is going to be an invincible army, and they're going to win. And Durin Jr. is like, Dad, can you at least take off the ring? And Durin Sr. is like, no, I don't think I will. And then Durin Jr. tries taking it off. And I don't know if Durin Sr. backhanded him or used the force to push Durin Jr. to the ground. He gets set flying back. And I was like, oh, okay. Then we cut to Black Dwarf lady. She's saying, that they gotta do something. They gotta do whatever it takes to stop the king. And Durin Jr. is like, no, I can't do it. And he starts crying. I kid you not. He starts sniffing because he can't do this to his dad. He can't, do what it takes. But don't worry, she talks him into it. Okay. And then we cut to Numenor. As the Numenors are blowing the horns to call the sea beast. And Elendil's in prison, of course. His daughter goes to speak to him, says, just throw away your pride and everything. And Elendil's like, nah, I'm fine. I'll take my pride no matter what. I will not be a disgrace. I will die with my pride intact. For the actual good of everything. Even though I get where Elendil's coming from. Okay, man has integrity. Okay, fine, let's do it. Yeah, I'm down with that. And then Black Queen comes in and she's like, hey, throw your pride away, because that's the best thing I said for you to, live for Numenor. This ain't what I meant. And Elendil's like, I can't do that. My pride, this is what it takes, from. if I gotta die with my pride intact to show that I'm gonna stick with it as unfaithful, I'm gonna do it. Makes sense. Remember that she's the one that said he should throw away his pride to live. Anyway, then we cut to freaking oh my god, dude. This is the this is the worst part of the episode. I don't know what's the worst part. This is definitely this should go down like I don't know how school films are. This should go down as like a stupid scene. And I'm not gonna lie, at first when I was watching this, could we get some orf dwarf miners coming into to start digging, and we see a black dwarf lady there, and she slowly turns around. I thought it was Sauron. I thought Sauron took her form and he was gonna be up to mischief, like gathering the mithril in her form. That's not what it is. And then the dwarves are like, "Oh, we gotta get you out of here, right?" And then she starts yelling, bellowing, and the dwarves are like, "Is that supposed to scare us?" And she's like, "Not by them." And a bunch of bats come flying out, and the dwarves are, of course, dwarves are notoriously famously afraid of bats because they don't ever see bats because dwarves live in caves. Bats, I don't know where bats live, but clearly dwarves hardly ever see them, so dwarves are terrified of them. So yeah, they're a bunch of scaredy cats. And then Durin Jr.'s like, "Oh, I love you, lady." And then so he came around to making a fool of his father later on. We'll see how that plays out. 2 episodes left. But 3 more seasons if it gets it. Then we come back to Numenor, where they're taking Elendil to the ocean to throw him in, and then Black Queen's like, "No, I'll do it," and Elendil's like, "No," and then she's like, "Yeah, I have the right to do it because he was doing it under my command," and Tar Senior is like, "Okay, fine," and then remember, she said, "Throw away your pride so you can live, whatever it takes to live," and Elendil's like, "No, I gotta keep it to show how faithful I am, and if it's the will of Valar, I'll do it." Okay, but then she says, "Okay, just break it," but she takes his place. And then she gets taken by the sea beast. Remember, she's blind, so she clearly can't freak out when the sea beast looks at her. So the sea beast kind of yells, because I guess he's disappointed that she's not freaking out, and then throws her back. And everyone's happy, and Tar Senior's angry. And he goes to the Palantir, and he sees Sauron looking at him. And this version of Sauron he sees is Halbrand Sauron. I don't know why. Maybe he's barely figuring out like this that the Halbrand that went to Numenor was Sauron all along. I don't know how he's gonna. I guess he's gonna use that to his advantage to say, yeah, Muriel helped Sauron, so they're just gonna do another switcheroo of rules of who's ruling. I don't know. And I don't care. Then we cut to Galadriel agreeing to help Adar, helping the orcs. Yeah, Galadriel is helping the orcs now. She gives all the info, and she's like, yeah, Sauron is helping help the elves make the 3 rings. I gave my ring to Elrond. Sauron's in there making more rings. And yeah, Sauron's been in charge the entire time. And Adar barely even had to try. He barely had to even try again. And she's like, you can't defeat Sauron with a single legion of orcs. And Adar's like, wait, didn't we listen to my story? Like me and a couple of orcs jumped him and killed him. But Adar's like, also, we brought legions. And then we see a ton, masses of mounts of orcs that are pulled away from the homes to participate in a war they don't want to participate in. And then Galadriel's like, oh, wait. No, this is what Sauron wants, because he doesn't have an army. So he wants you to attack him. I don't know why, but he wants you to attack him, which he's obviously right. And obviously, you think Adar would know that, because he knows Sauron. He knows how difficult Sauron would be. And he also knows that Halbrand was pretending to be Sauron. I don't know how he figured that out, but Adar's like, nah, we're going through with the plan. Even though Adar knows Halbrand could shapeshift. For all he knows, Sauron could have been an elf that gets out. All he knows, right? But whatever. Don't think about it. Then he gets the horn, blows the horn, and the orcs start marching. And then we cut. The elves are barely seeing the invasion coming, and you see multiple flames in the distance marching towards the Region. And the elves are like, we're being under attack! And everything, they start sounding the war horns, and Grandma Brimboard's like, what is that? As he goes to check it out, and Sauron's like, chill, chill. Nothing to worry about out there. And Grandma Brimboard actually pushes Sauron and says, get out of my way. And then he starts walking past, and Sauron grabs his arm, and then, but Grandma Brimboard's like, let go. And Sauron's like, okay, fine. And of course, we know now that Sauron has to touch you to be able to cast illusions on you. Okay. Sure. I don't even know. I don't even care to remember if he did that with other people. But sure. Excuse me. And then Graham Brimboard comes out, and he comes out to all his elves, a whole freaking diversity of elves and everything. The gays, the colors, yeah, even more. I guess more gays over there. I don't know. And he's happy to see it. And then Sauron's like, yeah, everything's chill out here. So go out and go make some more rings, because I got the good stuff. And he hands Celebrimbor some more yes, he got more Mithril, and I still say 100% Balrog gave it to him. And Celebrimbor was like, oh great, we got more. Alright, I'll go do that. Then he goes back in the freaking tower. And Sauron lets the veil go. You see everyone running around, like, screaming and crying and running away. So clearly, this was happening when Grandma Brimbor was out there with Sauron. So why didn't any of them run up to Grandma Brimbor and say, "Hey, what do we do? What should we do?" None of them did that. Oh, that's so stupid. And again, remember, Grandma Brimbor could hear things happening outside. That's why he went out in the first place. Sauron uplifted the freaking illusion. And we know the furnace area has windows. There's light in the building. So he could look out. Whatever. Don't think about it. And then we see Sauron looking out as the army of orcs are marching. They're pushing catapults. And then, yeah, they start launching the catapults. And we see fire boulders heading towards Region. The episode ends. Thank freaking goodness. Again, this episode's terrible. The power of freaking Sauron's very, very weird. Characters acting very, very stupid again. So I'm gonna give this episode a 3 out of 10. Terrible. So anyway, oh freak, this episode's so bad. 2 more, guys. 2 more. Yeah. So obviously they're gonna have to make the 9 rings, right? They're gonna obviously. So somehow Celebrimbor, excuse me, is gonna make the 9 rings when this invasion, before the invasion, comes to an end. He has to. Otherwise, how else is he gonna make the rings unless Sauron captures him and forces him? I guess that's possible. Or Adar captures him and forces him to make the 9 rings. And then he does, and Sauron kills Adar, and then Sauron becomes in charge of the orcs again. Sure, why not? Why not? And I honestly don't know what's going to happen if Galadriel breaks free. I don't know if she's going to meet a bolt to try to kill Sauron, try to kill Adar, even though she's aligned with Adar, or go and try to get she won't help the other elves. I don't know what she's gonna do. She's just a selfish character, and I don't know what's gonna happen with Numenor, the dwarves, the Balrog. The Balrog's finally gonna come out and say, "Yeah, it's my time." Even though we saw him the last episode or in the last season, second last episode, I believe, waking up because a leaf hit the ground, and he's just been stumbling around like he's kind of sloggy, but he still had enough awareness to give Sauron some more mithril. Sure. Anyway, that concludes my video. I kept you guys long enough. If you listen this far, I appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great day and take care and enjoy your day. All right, please enjoy your day. Take care, y'all.